You're listening to Playcallers. New episodes dropping every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. Available to stream across all platforms. Also, be sure to check out the Tiger's Den podcast. New episodes dropping every Monday at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. Available to stream across all platforms.
Hello and welcome back to Play Callers. Finally, me, Max, and Reese are back on the podcast. We know it's been a while, but we are so glad to be making this episode for y'all. And we got everyone's favorite guy to see in the arena for the Auburn High men's basketball team and the guy that keeps smiles on people's faces all around. We got Coach Marcus Jackson on the podcast, who's the assistant coach of your Auburn High men's Tigers. Coach, how are you doing today, and how was your weekend in general?
Well, right now the weekend is great, but it would be even better if we was getting ready to go to Birmingham this week.
Uh,
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
So bringing up that Birmingham trip that you're talking about, most recently we got to bring up the heartbreaking news of the Elite Eight, not going in Auburn's favor. But it was an amazing game and lots of positives all around, lots of great performances by the players. What did you say to the guys after that game and on the bus ride home to try to keep their heads up?
Well, I just told them that they don't have anything to be ashamed about. They left everything on the court, and that's all we could ask for as a coaching staff. Don't have any regrets, and I don't think they had one regret.
Yes, sir. I mean, it was close till the end. Me and Max were there on the sideline. It was a little bit heartbreaking. The emotions went all around the building, but like you said, nothing to be ashamed of. Played our heart out, and it was against one of our biggest rivals in the Central Red Devils. But I mean, hey, you got to keep going. What players specifically did you go up to after that game or during the season built the best relationship with?
Well, it was Wade Hill. I think y'all guys called him the Slim Reaper, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Max is
Wade
doing this.
Hill. After the Huntsville tournament during the Christmas break, Wade turned on a switch that helped us win games against Valley, win games against Central, Opelika. Really brought the energy that we needed around the basket.
Yes, sir. I remember earlier in the season we asked. I think it was after the Valley or Central game that you're talking about. We asked Coach Brand about Wade, and he was talking about how he over the offseason, being on JV last year as a junior, wanting to be that key player on varsity as a senior, he put in the work all season, and I mean, hey, it paid out for him. I remember that game against Valley you're talking about had huge blocks against their high flying offense, but yeah, it's super amazing. But how does the dynamic work between you and the players? How do you get to form those relationships with them?
Just being around those guys, just being their voice of reason, just them knowing that, when Coach Brett, you know, talks to them, they have an outlet in me that they could come to, and it's a non-judgment zone.
Yes, sir.
100%.
I mean that's super special because in the heat of the game, Coach Brandt's a super nice guy, but in the heat of the game, it can get kind of heated, and that's really awesome that you just stay positive, keep your head up. That's why when I introed you, I said the guy that puts a smile on everyone's face in the arena. Thank you for that answer, and Max, I'm gonna let you take it away with some questions.
All right. Good afternoon, Coach. First off, I want to start off by saying congratulations on an incredible season. All of us here at on this podcast right now, including yourself, obviously, we're there to witness it the entire way. But I just want to start off by saying some of y'all's like stats and highlights this year. The team finished at 27-6, as well as won the 7A Area 4 championship, and also made it all the way to the quarterfinals. And that's also ultimately where the season did unfortunately come to a close in a hard fought 62-60 loss to the Red Devils. My first question is going to be my only question about the game this past Tuesday before I get to more questions about the upcoming off season. What would you pin that loss to, and how do y'all plan on fixing some of those mistakes in the off season?
Well, we got to give kudos to Central. Central is a great ball club. We went in with the mindset that we can't beat ourselves.
Mm.
And a couple of times we got down in the game and we fought back. And to this off season, what me and Coach Brad and Coach Milana and Coach Chamley talked about was getting bigger, faster, stronger.
Mm. Yes,
And
sir.
that's one of the things that we talked about, getting back into the weight room.
100%. I mean, speaking of like, you can't beat yourself in that Central game. I remember early on, the team did go down by 13, but I mean, y'all fought back all the way to bring it within 5 by halftime, and then y'all actually outscored the Red Devils in the third and fourth quarter. Well, ultimately, it wasn't enough in the end. Y'all lost by
Right.
2, and but what exactly did you and the rest of your coaching staff? I know Taylor kind of asked, what did you tell some of the guys on the bus ride home and stuff? But what were the first, like your initial, what was the initial stuff you said to the team after the loss in the end of the game, at the end of the game?
Well, and like I told Taylor, we just told them they fought their hearts out,
Mm,
and that's all we could ask for, is to keep fighting, and that's the Auburn High way, is to keep fighting, no matter if we up, if we're down, we keep fighting to the very end, and that's what we did, and we was extremely proud of the boys.
yes, sir. I mean, yeah, every right to, be proud of them. I mean, we literally saw it firsthand. Bradley Pearson, just for one example, was putting it all on the line, playing his heart out, left it all on the court. And we actually saw him as well as, Jordan Franklin, Trey Fletcher, all those guys, get emotional because it's tough at the end of the season because all of a sudden it's all over. We saw it. Me and Reese actually did see it firsthand as well for the football team after they lost to
Right,
Central.
right.
But I wanted to ask, what are some of the things that make this 2024 senior class special to you personally?
Seeing their growth.
Mm,
Some of them wasn't fortunate to start playing varsity their ninth and 10th grade year. Just to see their growth in the game and how they took their role. Like at first, let's talk about Jay Franklin.
hmm.
Jay Frank was a scorer at first.
Yes, sir.
This year, he seen that we didn't need scoring. We need people facilitating the offense. So then he got in his mind, well, let me go ahead and set the Auburn High single season assist record.
Hmm.
So he went from being a scorer to facilitating the ball. And that's growth. That's knowing what my team needs to achieve this goal. Bradley Pearson, shooting lights out.
Hmm.
Badger, shooting lights out. And I told you, Wade, turning that switch to being the big man that we needed. Like, and I could even talk about Griffin coming off that lost the century in the Final Four in football
Hmm.
to coming in basketball, forgetting about it, and focus on what the basketball team needs. Like those guys, like you can't ask for a better group of seniors.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
You can't. You can't ask
Yeah.
for a better group of seniors.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I go to class with a lot of them every day since I was a kid. I mean, being part of this senior class, I know all of them. Griffin, especially, I have 2 classes with him this year, actually. Great dude on and off the court. But, that's actually crazy that you brought up Jay Frank's breaking the single season assist record, because my next question was going to be, what were some of your specific highlights from this 2024 season?
Just seeing how everybody took a leadership role. Because as you know, last year, our
Hmm.
heart and soul was Jakeith Carr.
Yeah.
And everybody made a collective effort to make up for John not being there with them anymore. And that was the greatest thing ever. Everybody collectively, like doing it collectively, like nobody was mad at the other person for being the leading scorer. I think each night we had a different leading scorer,
Hmm. Yes, sir.
and everybody was fine with it because it was all about the team and us winning, and that's
Hmm.
what it was all about.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head right there. I mean, when we talked about when we actually had a conversation with Coach Brandt going into that area championship game, I got to interview him on Playcallers, and I asked him, I was like, what makes this team special to where they could possibly not only win this area championship, but make a run all the way, to the state championship possibly. And what he said at the time was, this is a team that's unselfish and they play for each other. I mean, you go on Max Preps right now. Yes, the leading scorer is, I think, Bradley right now. He had I think 12 and a half points per game or something like that.
Right.
But then you look down next to it and it's Tabari Allen with 11 and a half points per game. Then it's,
Right.
the
It
word's
should be
losing me right now.
Maryland.
Antoine
It should be
Daniels with 10 and a
Daniels.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then it keeps going on. But, this is an unselfish team. And now I want to look towards, the offseason and this upcoming 2024-2025 season. What are the things that you are most excited about? You return Antoine Daniels, Tabari Allen, 2 starters from this year that are going to have great years next year, I'm sure. But what are y'all most excited about heading into this offseason?
Just getting the band back together, just getting the boys back together in the weight room, doing summer play dates, doing our spring trials, just putting back on that Auburn High School practice jersey or whatever we're gonna put on for the spring and the summer. Just getting back to doing what we love to do, and that's play basketball.
Yes, sir. I mean, I actually saw on the sideline after the game was over against Central, Coach Brandt pulling Antoine aside, and I'm pretty sure what he told him. I know I'm not the best at reading lips, but I'm pretty sure what he told him was like, it hurts right now, but he still has 2 more years, so he'll get a
Right.
chance to bounce back. So, but I've already talked about Allen and Daniels. Obviously, they're the big pieces that are coming back. But are there any other key players that you could see making the jump and possibly getting a starting role next season in place of the seniors that are graduating in about 3 months?
Well, let's look at ninth grader Hampton Jordan. Even though he didn't get many minutes, but he got valuable experience for
Yes,
being
sir.
around, seeing the speed and the physicality of the game. Trey Ross is another 10th grader this year. He got limited minutes, but he got the best experience of being around it.
Yeah.
Then you have my ninth grader that played ninth grade for me, Preston Eccles. He was around it. Then you have some B teamers like Magnus, and Antonio. Like we have some pieces that we're gonna put together to make another run. Let's talk about Joseph Hightower, Carl. Like we have a lot of pieces that received a bunch of experience this year just for being around, and we're just looking forward to making this run again and go past the Elite Eight.
Yes, sir. And I just have one more question left before I send you over to my boy Reese.
Okay.
If you had to describe the team's mindset going into offseason in one word, what would that word be?
Tabari Allen said it in the locker room. I don't want this feeling my senior year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And I mean,
He said
yeah,
he said, I do not want this feeling. When he seen Jay Frank face, he went over there to him. When he seen Badger, he went over there to him. And he just simply said, I'm sorry.
mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And once the seniors left out to go see their parents, Tabari called everybody else in the circle. And he told them, I don't want this feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yeah.
And so
It,
and that's
it's
what we're gonna play off of.
100%. I mean, Tabari in that game, also, played his heart out. I mean, he was the one that took, the 3 in the corner with like 3 seconds to go to possibly tie it. He's going to be returning with a vengeance, and I'm sure the team is going to be returning with a vengeance this upcoming season in a couple of months here. But I'm going to send you over to my co-host, Reese Kinder. Reese, go ahead and take it away.
Good afternoon, Coach.
Hey, good afternoon.
My first question is, what's going to be the strategy next year to possibly, make a run at a state championship?
Playing within the system. We always talk about Auburn High basketball, and that's basically if we play within the system, don't get outside of the system and play for one another, we'll make the same run again next year and the year after and the year after.
Yeah, but like you guys, when we had Coach Brand on the show, he was talking about how y'all won in 2005, or how we won in 2005 the state championship. But like my next question, I want to go into, besides guys like Magnus and Antonio on the JV team, what are some other guys that you can see next year possibly gelling with the varsity team if they get called up?
It's an eighth grader named Derek Bandy. We was looking at him. I had a couple on my ninth grade team. Like I said, Preston Eccles, Austin Mason is a couple of them. Um, let's see who else. AJ Turnbow. It was a couple of people that was on that eighth and ninth grade team that could have a positive role on the varsity team next year.
Yeah, and then my last question before I turn it over to my host Taylor Gontney. Just what was Coach Brandt's message before and after the game to the guys after Central?
His message before Central
Yeah, before and after Central. My bad.
was a simple word: relax, relax.
Mm.
Yeah, it's kind of good to have like a head coach with that mentality. But thanks for your time, Coach, and Taylor, take it away. Thank you, Reese. I'm more of like the personal, on a personal level, like the city and everything. So I got three questions to end this thing out, and then we'll get you on with your weekend. But can you
Okay.
describe the dynamic of the relationship between you and the other coaches and the development of players, like you said, from eighth grade to ninth grade to JV to the varsity team? Can you describe that a little bit for us?
Well, all it's a family with the coaches. You'll see us laughing, cutting up, and then you'll see us get serious. So it's a brotherhood between us, and it all starts with Coach Brant. We take the personality of Coach Brant. Coach Brant is a happy person. Now in the middle of a game, now he might not seem that way, but in actually that he's a happy person, and with the development, everybody from seventh to ninth grade is running our system.
Sure.
They might not run everything the varsity runs, but they're running something of the varsity. So, and then I was always the varsity assistant, and then Coach Brett a couple years ago asked me to coach ninth grade to run some of the things that he runs on varsity, and so it's a program, and that's what we call it, a program. So
Yes, sir. It's awesome to see, like you said, a family because the players bounce off of that. When they see their coaches having fun, they see their coaches, smiling, even if it may not come to a win. If y'all are smiling, the players smile. That's really special. Thank you for sharing that. And
that's
then,
it.
what does the city of Auburn mean to you? With I believe your fourth year at Yarborough Elementary coming to an end soon, and I not gonna lie, I see you at almost every single Auburn High athletic event. Football, I remember seeing you at a lot of the games on the sideline. So what does the
Right.
city of Auburn mean to you and Auburn High School athletics?
The city of Auburn is amazing. You have a great university. We have a great mayor. We have a great superintendent. We have great citizens. It's the what they call it, the lovely village on the plains,
Yes, sir.
and
Yes.
it lives up to it, and it lives up to it. Auburn High is a way of life. You know,
Yes, sir.
you know an Auburn High student or athlete by the way they carry themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the Auburn High way.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. The Auburn Highway. I know me and Reese have heard it from our choir director. When we go somewhere, we're representing one of the best high schools in the South, not even just in the state, in the South.
In the
And
South.
yeah, Auburn High
Correct.
School, it's a way of life. I love this city. I know Max and Reese love this city as well. But my
Right.
final question is there any last words that you want to say to the students, the parents, the fans, the superintendent, the mayor, anyone that have shown up to the Auburn High School basketball games and given their support to the team all year?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It's been a special season. I know that personally, me, Max, and Reese have enjoyed doing different things, commentary, video, even just sitting in the stands for some of the games. But Max, Reese, y'all got any more questions?
I don't have any more questions, but Coach Jackson, I'd just like to say, me and you have actually been able to, spend a lot of time together. You're the one who actually brought me on to do, PA announcing for the team and stuff.
Yeah.
And, if I wasn't a senior, I would 100% come back and do it next year. But
Hey,
I'll
we got to find somebody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So who's it got to be? Who's it gotta be?
My instant recommendation would be Reese.
I
I feel like Reese could definitely, do it if he was up to it. But all I would say is just thank you for this, entire season. It was great to witness. And I'm gonna be watching next year. I'm gonna be following the team, whether it be from, all the way in Phoenix, Arizona, or maybe might make a trip back here to see a game or two. But just thank you, Coach Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you, and best of luck to you guys. Best of luck to you too.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
And Reese, hey, the microphone is always waiting on you.
Hey, I got it. I have a good voice, so I could do it for sure. But yeah, it's been an honor. Me and Taylor got a chance to broadcast that Central game, where y'all hit that, where Jordan Franklin hit that layup at the end of the game, and everybody in the arena went nuts.
And me and Reese's voices completely gave out on
Yeah,
that.
we completely
God,
broke the microphone.
Oh God!
But yeah, no, it's been great. I'm glad y'all made it that far. I wish y'all could have won a state championship, but there's always next year. And thanks for being on the podcast.
Playcallers, and we've been enjoy.
All right, I'm here with head coach, Coach Pritchett of the women's basketball team. Emotional first half so far, in the first quarter, got off to a slow start, then came back after that Foley run. What did you see from that first half that you liked from your team?
We got to find a little aggressiveness. We got to the basket, and then we went back to settle for jump shots. We got to attack the basket. We're going to win this game.
Yes, sir. Only down 3 at halftime. What can you tell your team in the halftime to get them to rally in the second half and make it to the Final Four?
Well, we got to get to the basket. We got to attack the basket.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'm here with Brooke Allman after her and the Auburn Tigers just punched their ticket to the Final Four. Brooke, you had 18 points today. How did you have such a good game, and what do you look forward to in the Final Four?
Starting the game off, I looked to be aggressive. I know I missed a couple of threes in the beginning, but I kept playing, and I let that get in my head. And I'm proud of the team, proud of the win.
Yeah, now moving forward to the Final Four, I'm not sure who y'all play, but, what does the team need to do to win that game and get all the way to state?
I think we all need to be a little bit more solid and keep playing hard. I think if we gel together, I think we can beat any team in the state.
All right, well, good luck in the Final Four, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here with Coach Brent at halftime. Coach, your team is down by 5 going into the half. Y'all made a little run there at the end. What do y'all got to do to get back in this game?
Well, we know that Central always makes runs on us. We just can't let them make big runs, and so just trying to keep the game close to the fourth quarter.
All right, good luck, Coach.
I'm here with Soraya Daniels at halftime of the men's game. Soraya, you had 17 points today, and you won area tournament or the regional MVP. As y'all move to the Final Four, what are you most excited about going forward?
Right now, my mind is just focused on getting this state championship. We got two more down. We might as well just go ahead and win it.
And like I started the intro off with, you won the MVP today. What did you do today to get that award and help your team make it to the Final Four?
To be honest, I just leave everything I got on the floor. I mean, I couldn't hit free throws, but there's always something else you can do. You can get a steal, you can get a rebound. So I did what else needed to be done defensively.
Well, good luck in the Final Four, Soraya, and thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
That's going to do it for Playcallers episode 19. Like we said, we truly thank Coach Jackson for giving us just a sliver of his weekend and giving us some of his motivation and knowledge on the game of basketball. We hope you all have a blessed week, and go Tigers.
Thanks for listening to this week's edition of Playcallers. Be sure to check out our episodes dropping every Tuesday at 3:30 p.m. Central. Also be sure to check out our other podcast, The Tiger's Den, where we dive into the world of sports. Be sure to check out those episodes coming out every Monday at 3:30 p.m. Central. Thanks for listening.